Warning, I swear a lot.
So, 4 days ago, depending on when this goes up, Unus Annus finally came to a close after an entire year of making videos of stuff, for lack of a better term. They announced the live stream, they performed the live stream, 12-hour long live stream, and then finally pulled the plug. I was there. I watched it the night before, as it was just starting up, first 2 or 3 hours or so, then slept, then got up early the next day to catch the end of it, because over here in Britain the channel finally came to a close at about 8 o'clock, where it was at midnight in California. For those of you who don't know what I'm on about, first of all, I'm going to apologise and say that you've kind of missed your chance, because the entire channel is gone now, it's deleted. But I'll provide you with some context anyway. Unus Annus was something created by Markiplier, Fischbach, and Ethan of Crank Gameplays about a year ago. They would make a video every single day for a full year, and then at the end of it, they would delete the channel. Every last video gone. And that is what happened 4 days ago. It seemed like a crazy idea, and in fact it probably was, and still is, and no matter which way you look at it, it was a crazy idea. And when they first announced it a year ago, and they were like, we're going to delete it all at the end, it will all be gone, I never really thought about it much, because it was an entire year away, and it was like, sure, I guess it will go someday anyway. Even a week to 2 weeks beforehand, I kind of didn't really process it, because I was like, it's still 2 weeks, you know, it's like, it's fine. It wasn't until those final moments, that last hour where I checked in the morning, the last 10 seconds, the countdown before they finally pulled the plug, that I got it. For the record, I did believe them when they said, from the beginning, that they were going to delete everything. I believed them. I did also anticipate the possibility that the deadline might come up and they'd be like, fooled you, we're not deleting the channel. Oh, why would we do that? That's stupid. Like, we're not deleting it. All the fucking stuff's staying. We're just not going to work on it anymore. I believed more that they would do the former, that they would delete it, but I wouldn't have been surprised if they'd kept it. But upon witnessing that moment, upon being there, upon seeing it happen, and upon feeling what I felt when it left, that was the moment when I realised why they did it. Because it was something extraordinarily special. Simply by doing this, they turned a year of making breakfast out of sex toys, geriatric simulators, some weird camp videos, and by camp I mean literally going camping. Just a year of random-ass comedy videos they turned into something extraordinarily special. It was already cool and fun and funny. They were great videos. But that took it from something cool into something special. Since the closing of the channel, I checked in on both Mark and Ethan's channels, and they both released videos talking about the passing of Unus Annus. And both of them expressed feelings of fulfillment, satisfaction, and excitement for their futures. Working on Unus Annus and then finally letting it go lit a spark in both of them, and they're both really feeling up to what they're going to do in the future, and that, I personally believe, is the best possible result that could have stemmed from this. As for myself, and although I don't wish to speak for anyone, perhaps the rest of us, this was something interesting. This gave us something to think about, because it showed something very important. It showed that it doesn't matter what you get from what you create. It doesn't matter as such what the tangible benefits and rewards are for doing something. What matters is what you do and how you do it, and if you're happy with what you did once it's done. And to teach you that sometimes you have to let go. I don't know how to express my thoughts. Literally leading up to this, I was outside having a cigarette and I was muttering to myself, trying to collect my thoughts. I waited a few days before doing this video after they pulled the plug to try and collect my thoughts, to try and present it in a concise and clear way. I also wanted to wait because I didn't want to jump on the still warm corpse of the channel. I wanted to wait a few days as a sign of respect. But even now, I don't know, it was just something so unusual, and to just get rid of it just was shocking. It makes perfect sense to me now, and I can't explain why, but it was still shocking. It's like, looking at it logically, through pure logic, through pure pragmatism, it was a horrifically stupid idea, like unbelievably stupid, that they would create a channel with such an immediate presence and following, with so much potential, only to throw it all away at the end. even if you wanted to meet it halfway, with a sort of meeting of pragmatism and feeling and intent and idealism, I suppose, they could have made videos for a year and then never made a video for it again, but left the channel there so that people could watch it. They could benefit from ad revenue, like if you really want to get into the fucking pragmatic shit. That would just seem more logical, would it not? Just to leave it up online, just never touch it again. But neither of those would have had the effect. Neither of those would have made the channel special. Neither of those would have allowed Unus Annus to become what it became. Only in death did it truly bring something. And that sounds insulting, and it's not quite what I mean. Because, as I said before, the videos themselves, the experience of going through an entire year of watching them do stuff and fuck around, was in of itself quite special. Because, you know, they're two funny guys. Like, if you follow their stuff, you probably like them as much as I do. Like, it was very cool. All the videos were very cool. The theming behind Unus Annus was great. All of it was fantastic. But it was the death that truly brought something to life from this. I don't know if I'd have had the balls to delete the channel at the end. I honestly don't. I don't think I would have gone through with it. Maybe not the person I am now, or maybe not the person I was before they did it. But I don't know if I could have gone through with it. And that makes it, to me, all the more impressive. All the more admirable that they actually went through with it. It's funny, because when I was younger, I was a much more pragmatic person, and much less prone to more idealistic and emotional tendencies, for lack of a better term. Like, that was less what fueled me. I was fueled more by what I felt to be logical decisions. As I've grown older, that has changed. I've realised the value, in fact, the necessity of how you feel, of feelings, the emotional value behind things is so important. I can't stress it enough. And this only goes on to prove my point. The impact that Unus Annus had was crazy, and is crazy. The impact is still there, and it will continue to be felt for many years. Even decades later, some of us will turn to each other and be like, you fucking remember Unus Annus? You remember that? You remember Mark and Ethan doing that shit? That was crazy. That was weird. I can't believe they deleted it all at the end. We'll be having conversations about it for years. And while things like Unus Annus will pop up, because of course they will, because it was something big, and people will draw inspiration from that and do things similar to it, and there's nothing wrong with that at all, there will never be another Unus Annus ever again. Nothing exactly like it. Nothing the same. Things paying homage to it, sure, but never the same. And that's something really special. But those are just my thoughts. What do you think? Do you think deleting the channel was a good idea? Do you think they should have held on to it? Do you think the whole goddamn thing was a waste of time? Let me know what you think. As for me, if I haven't made it clear, I am 100% in support of what Unus Annus did, because it was incredible, and the whole thing was just a big old trip. It was a great time, but I'm rambling. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, let me know what you thought about Unus Annus in the comments. I'd be interested to hear it. If you disagree with me, definitely leave a comment, because I'd be interested to address that. And whatever I talk about next, I was lucky that a topic came up. Now I have to think of something by myself. Hope to see you there. Toodles. Goodbye.